يا شهر الهدى يا شهر الندى.
Lesson 8. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma qsim lana min khashyatik ما تحول به بيننا وبين معاصيك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا. اللهم متعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا. اللهم لا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا. وصل اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تجعل نياتنا صافية لوجهك وأن تيسر لنا الخير أينما كنا وحيثما توجهنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. لله تعالى. Inshallah, we will continue from where we left off. We finished speaking about the recommendation of using the siwak. Now, inshallah, we will start a new section in which Al-Qadi Abu Shuja talks about the integrals of wudu. فقال المؤلف رحمه الله فصل وفروض الوضوء وهو مشتق من الوضاءة وهي في اللغة الحسن. Al-Qadi Abu Shuja, may Allah have mercy upon him, he said the obligations of wudu, and the word wudu in the Arabic language is derived from the word wada'a, which means beauty, al-husn, beauty. وشرعا استعمال الماء في أعضاء مخصوصة مفتتحا بنية. Religiously, wudu is the usage of water on specific organs that start with the opening of this usage is with an intention. وَكَانَ فَرْضُهُ مَعَ فَرْضِ الصَّلَاةِ. And the obligation of wudu is associated with the obligation of the prayer. كما رواه ابن ماجه وذلك قبل الهجرة بسنة. And this is as Al-Hafiz ibn Majah narrated, and it is what occurred before the hijrah, by 1 year, the obligation. Wal-aslu, and the origin of this obligation of making wudu, and the origin of the order to perform wudu, قوله ta'ala, is the saying of Allah, exalted is He, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم. Al-ayah. This verse in Al-Quran until the end, which means يا أيها الذين آمنوا, O you who believe, إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة, if you stood for the prayer, فاغسلوا وجوهكم, then wash your faces, until the end of the verse. So in this verse, the method of performing wudu is described. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, and the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said in the hadith, لا يقبل الله صلاة بغير الطهور. رواه Muslim. This means that Allah does not accept a prayer without purification. That is, without one having performed the purification which is needed for the prayer, such as wudu. وَأَرْكَانُهُ سِتَّةٌ, the integrals, or the obligations of wudu are 6. أحدها, the first of them, is النية, the intention. لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم, and this is based on the saying of the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وسلم, إنما الأعمال بالنيات, which means the good deeds are rewarded in accordance with their intention. This is the general meaning. The intention is a requirement, an integral part of wudu is this saying of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. رواه الشيخان. This hadith was narrated by Al-Bukhari and Muslim. وَهِيَ فِي اللُّغَةِ الْقَصْدِ, and the intention linguistically means the aim, the goal. وفي الشرع قصد الشيء مقترنا بفعله لا قبله، فإن ذلك سمي عزما. Religiously, the intention is the aim of something which is accompanied with the action, not the aim that comes before that, not the desire to do something that comes before the action. For that, this desire to do something, the aim to do something that is not accompanied by the action, but rather before the action, that is called in the Arabic language azm, or in English we would refer to that as a determination, to have the determination to do something. If this desire, determination, is before the act, this is the azm. If it is accompanied with the act, then that is what's called in the Arabic language an-niyya. وَمَكَانُهَا الْقَلْبِ. The place of the intention is the heart. وَحُكْمُهَا الْوُجُوبِ. Its judgment is that it's an obligation. The wudu would not be valid without the proper intention. وَالْمَقْصُودُ بِهَا تَمْيِيزُ الْعِبَادَةِ عَنِ الْعَادَةِ. The goal of the intention, why does one need to have an intention? The goal of the intention is to distinguish the act of worship from an act of habit, something which is done habitually. أو تمييز رتبها, or to distinguish its different levels. There are different types of acts of worship that have the same appearance, but what's different between the two, what distinguishes one from the other, is the intention. The obligatory wudu as opposed to the sunnah wudu that one makes, the renewal of their wudu before the prayer, while not having committed anything that invalidates their wudu. The steps that one goes through to perform this wudu are the same. However, what distinguishes this obligatory wudu from this recommended wudu? The intention. When is this intention established? When does one need to have the intention to perform wudu? Al-Qadi Abu Shuja, rahimahullah, he says, عند غسل أول جزء من الوجه، أي مقترنة بذلك الجزء، لا بما قبل ذلك الجزء ولا بما بعد الوجه. So Al-Qadi Abu Shuja, he says the intention is عند غسل الوجه, upon the washing of the face. That is upon the washing of the first part from the face. Meaning the intention, one must have a valid intention which is accompanied by the washing of that part of the face. Yani whichever part of the face that one started with. Not before that part and not after washing the face. Which means, if one had the desire to make wudu so they could pray, then when they started washing their face, the water is going to touch one part of their face first. Do they have that intention in their heart when they first when the water first touches that part of the face they start with? Do they have the intention in their heart? Or they became absent-minded and they poured water on their face, they made water flow onto their face without that intention? If the answer is no, they only had the intention before they started washing that part of their face, then this wudu, this washing of their face, would not be valid. Likewise, if they had the intention, but only after they finish washing their face, this also would not be valid. Their face would not have been washed. They must go back and wash their face again and have the intention upon washing their face, upon washing the first part of their face. It is not a condition, it is not an obligation to have the intention throughout washing all of the face, nor is it an obligation to have the intention throughout the entire wudu, the entire performance of wudu. Rather, that is something recommended. So if one, when the water first touches their face, did they have the intention to perform wudu when the water first touched their face, when they washed that first part of their face? And this is something very easy. Were they conscious of what they were doing? Did they maintain that aim in their heart? They are making wudu so that they can pray, or they're making wudu so that they can carry the mushaf or the like. They are performing the obligatory wudu. If that was done, they had that intention. Even if they established the intention prior to washing their face, however, they maintained that intention when the water first touched a part of their face, this is sufficient. It is very easy, and one should not subject themselves to the whisper of the devil that would result in them becoming uneasy about whether they had the intention or they didn't have the intention. And when they had the intention, it is something which is very easy to do. And a person goes into the bathroom, or they grab a container of water and they take some water, they say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, they start washing their hands. Why are they doing that? Because they want to make wudu. Why did they even go into the bathroom? Because they want to get water to make wudu. Why did they grab this container of water? Because they want to make wudu when they started washing their hands. That's because they still want to make wudu. When they put water on their face, why did they do that? Because they still want to make wudu. Their goal, their aim did not change. It did not change. Thus, they would have had a proper intention which was accompanied by the washing of the face. Of course, if they wash a part of the face without an intention, they must go back and wash that part again. فينوي المتوضئ عند غسل ما ذكر رفع حدث من أحداثه التي عليه. So what does the person intend? What is their intention? As we said, the intention is in the heart. They would intend, the one who is performing wudu, upon washing their face, that they are, for example, lifting the ritual impurity or one of the ritual impurities that they are upon. If they intend to lift a ritual impurity that they are not upon, then this is not a valid intention. أو ينوي استباحة مفتقر إلى وضوء, or they would intend to make permissible a matter which is dependent upon wudu. They would intend to make permissible something which cannot be done unless one is in a state of wudu, unless one has their wudu. For example, they would intend to make the prayer permissible for them. They are making wudu, so the prayer would be permissible for them. This is their intention. They would make wudu so that they are allowed to carry the mushaf. This is a valid intention. أو ينوي, or they would intend فرض الوضوء. They would intend to perform the obligatory wudu. This is sufficient. أو الوضوء فقط, or they intend to make wudu only. Just their intention is to make wudu. This is valid. This is a valid intention. أو الطهارة أو الطهارة عن الحدث, or they intend to make purification from ritual impurity. So they intend, for example, to lift the minor ritual impurity. They intend purification from the minor ritual impurity. This is a valid intention. وإن لم يقل في قلبه عن الحدث لم يصح. However, if they intend purification only, and they don't intend purification from the ritual impurity that they are upon, or one of the ritual impurities that they are upon, then this is not a valid intention. So if one intends to perform purification, well, are they performing wudu or are they performing ghusl? Which one? Are they performing wudu, which is an obligation, or are they performing wudu, which is a recommendation? Both are called tahara. Which one? So this intention is not valid. This intention is not valid. والثاني, the second obligation of wudu, غسل الوجه, لقوله تعالى فاغسلوا وجوهكم. This is based on the saying of Allah, then wash your faces. فَغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ. This means wash your faces. وَحَدُّهُ طُولًا. And the boundaries of the face, lengthwise or vertically, ما بين مناتب شعر الرأس غالبا والذقن وهو منتقى اللحيين. Lengthwise, the boundary of the face, the borders of the face, is from the hairline where the hair grows normally to the chin. And the chin is where the two jawbones meet. So from here to here, if a person does not have a normal hairline, their hairline has receded to the back, or they have hair that covers their forehead, then this hair that's on this area would be a part of their face. So what is above that, normally where hair starts, is what is taken into consideration. From that point to the chin. Again, the chin is where the two jawbones meet. وَحَدُّهُ عَرْضًا. And the boundary of the face widthwise, horizontally, مَا بَيْنَ الْأُذُنَيْنِ, is what is between the two ears. What is between the two ears? وَإِذَا كَانَ عَلَى الْوَجْهِ. And if there were on the face شَعْرٌ خَفِيفٌ, a light amount of hair, أو كثيف, or thick hair, وجب إيصال الماء إليه مع البشرة التي تحته. It is an obligation for the water to be made to reach the hair, all of it, along with the skin which is underneath it. إلا لحية الرجل الكثيفة, except for the hair of the beard of a man, which is thick, except for the thick beard of a man. وعارضيه الكثيفين, as well as the hair on the sides which are thick. So in the Arabic language, the lihya is specifically the hair that grows on the chin. However, it is common that this hair that grows on the chin, as well as this hair on the side, all of this commonly is referred to as lihya. However, what is on the side is called aridain or aridan, and here in the language, lihya. Both of these, below the ears, on the side, to the chin, all of this, if it is thick, then all of the hair must be washed, as well as the skin, which is underneath. Al-kathifu, so what is meant by thick? What is the determining factor of whether the beard is thick or thin? Al-kathifu, ma la yara al-mukhatabu al-basharata min khilalihi. It is the thick beard is the beard in which the one who is speaking to you, or let me put it in other terms, one would have a thick beard if the skin underneath the beard cannot be seen from a normal conversational distance. So if two people stood apart from each other, a normal distance in which two people stand to converse, if the skin underneath the beard cannot be seen from that distance, then that means one has a thick beard. فيكفي حينئذ غسل ظاهره. In such a situation, it is sufficient to wash the outside of the beard. It is not an obligation in that case to make sure the water gets into the inside of the beard and to reach the skin. بخلاف اللحية الخفيفة. And this is different from the situation of the beard, which is thin. وهي ما يرى المخاطب بشرتها. And it is the beard in which the speaker can see the skin underneath. So again, two people stand apart from each other, a normal conversational distance. From this distance, one can see the skin underneath the beard of the other person. So this person's beard is not thick, but rather thin. Therefore, it is فَيَجِبُ إِيصَالُ الْمَاءِ لِبَشَرَتِهَا. Therefore, it is an obligation to make sure that the water reaches the skin underneath the beard. وَلَا بُدَّ مَعَ غَسْلِ الْوَجْهِ من غسل جزء من الرأس. And it is essential when washing the face that one must wash a part of the head, والرقبة, and a part of the neck, وما تحت الذقن, and a part of what is underneath the chin. So part of the neck from this side and what is underneath the chin from here. كما ذكر النووي رحمه الله تعالى. And it is as Al-Imam An-Nawawi mentioned. And why is this the case? Because we said the boundaries of the face are from the normal hairline to the chin, and from ear to ear. There is no fine, clear line that delineates where the face starts and where the head starts or the neck starts. There's no edge like the edge of a table. Therefore, to ensure that one has washed all of the face, one must go beyond to the head and to the neck just a little bit to ensure that all of the face is washed. For it is an obligation to wash all of the face. It is not an obligation to wash the inside of the eyes, but the area here on the side of the nose, this is an obligation. The area underneath the nose, this is an obligation. It is a part of the face. This area here, it is a part of the face. So one is obligated to wash all of their face, and they are obligated to go beyond that just a little bit to ensure that they fulfill that obligation. وإلى هنا والله سبحانه وتعالى أعلم وأحكم. Inshallah, we will stop here and we will continue, inshallah, tomorrow with the obligations of wudu. اللهم سامحنا واعف عنا واجعل القرآن ربيع قلوبنا ونورا لأبصارنا وجوارحنا يا أرحم الراحمين، واغفر لنا يا ربي فإننا مؤمنون. لا إله إلا الله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. رب اغفر لي وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات. وبارك الله بكم وأحسن الله إليكم، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
يا شهر الخيرات والإحسان والبركات يا رمضان.